Gonna go harvest some garlic? Come on. Hey, Bear. Don't wander off, okay? Stay near to me, please. Y'all are gonna hear me say this a lot as the weather warms up. If you are gardening, make sure you're staying hydrated. It is so important to stay hydrated if you're working outside in the garden. Seriously, like hydration is one of the most important things you can do for your health. And being outside working, you need to drink more water. Put lemon juice in it if you need to, put mint, put whatever you gotta put in it to make it bearable for you if you're not a water drinker. But I find that working outside and making myself drink water makes me crave drinking water. For the longevity of success in the garden, taking care of your body makes such a massive difference. And for me, that means gardening early in the morning, late in the evening, never in the middle of the day. I'm not outside during the heat of the day. If that is genuinely the only time you have to work in the garden, then I understand you have to do what you have to do. Keep your skin covered, wear a sun hat, make sure you're drinking a ton of water. Getting heat exhaustion or sunburn, I mean, you're just gonna have to recover from that, and it's ultimately gonna cost you time. And I have found that the people who give up on gardening, a lot of times they were working harder than was necessary because they weren't working smart. Getting out early and doing your stuff late when the sun is down, you get more done. You have less recovery time from it. If you make sure you drink water the whole time, you just feel overall better. It's not like quite as butt kicking as if you were to try to do it in the middle of the day and get dehydrated and heat exhaustion. All right, so today is the day I want to get all of this elephant garlic up. I've pulled a couple of these out. One, when I realized how ready they were to be harvested. Then I came out and harvested some to use for dinner last night. And now the rain is coming back. I think our forecast, it looks like it's supposed to start raining in about an hour. I can kind of feel it is a little damp, and then it's supposed to rain for the better part of the next 2 or 3 days, which is great as far as making the garden grow, but it's not great for garlic that's ready to be harvested. I want to get this out, and then I'm going to lay it out in my glass greenhouse in the front so that it can cure. So I planted these in, I think, like November. They're definitely ready. Some of them are bigger than others. Elephant garlic is not a true garlic. It is an allium, very garlicky flavor. It's milder, it's kind of more oniony. And when you pull the heads out, this is kind of a smaller one, but they have these corms underneath, these little things. And with these corms, these little bits that come underneath, if you want your garlic to continue growing in this place, you can let those corms stay in. A lot of times you plant elephant garlic and you'll have it for a long time because those corms. Okay, now this is more like it. Oh, there's grubs in here. That's more like what they're supposed to look like. It's a little bigger. So I want to remind you guys before I get intensely into digging this and we go into a time lapse. We currently have our merch pre-order going. We have some really amazing shirt designs. Of course, all of our stuff goes on pre-order, and it all prints as soon as the pre-order closes up. The one that's currently running is going to run for a handful more days and then print. When we do not have an active pre-order, there's no way to buy merch. So if you want to get in on things, you want to order them when they're open. And the other thing is, everything kind of, we do limited edition runs because we don't keep like active stock of everything. So right now we have our Grow Something Lovely design, we have our new store-bought tomatoes taste like disappointment design, as well as the new Green Thumbs Gardener's jersey, and a couple of our best-selling older designs like Real Food Comes Dirty and Plant Me Where the Wild Things Grow. I'll put a link down below. It's Be Unlimited. It's an Arkansas run business that we work with to do all our pre-orders. We use really high quality materials and they're awesome shirts. The thing that I love about being able to create those is the amount of stories that I hear from gardeners that get connected because they see each other out wearing those shirts. Either they get connected with other viewers of our channel, or they're wearing the shirts and people will see them and go, hey, so you're a gardener, and it connects them with other gardeners, which I think is really cool. So I just wanted to let you guys know that was going on. It never fails. I always have people being like, oh, I missed it. Now you know. Man, that was so much easier. This was also all the garlic that my pigs kept getting out and coming over here and rooting up when we had to replant it a couple of times. So that may have something to do with the fact that they haven't gotten really big, because they did get kind of a rough start. Harvesting your garlic is kind of like walking a fine line, because you don't want to wait so long that you lose the capacity to store it, but you don't want to harvest it early and it not be the full size. So you really kind of got to watch it closely. The first sign is the greenage, the foliage starting to turn brown, and then it turns brown pretty quick. My guess with how brown those tips are is that I'm probably going to need to come harvest the rest of this in about a week to a week and a half. I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to leave it in the ground for right now and just wait. Mostly because I don't have a great place to put it. This elephant garlic is going to take up most of the space. My hope is maybe they'll get a little bit bigger, but within a week I'm going to come out and pull a few more and see where they are, especially if it starts dying back a lot more. This is a little bit early. Normally I don't harvest my garlic until like June. I'll plant it in November or so, and I'll harvest it in June. I planted it, last year I didn't plant it till January, and I'll harvest it in July, and that worked fine. But I planted this in like December, and it's only May, but they got moved around so much. I don't know. I might have just that might have messed it up. I'm not really sure. I pulled up another one. That one's decent size. It's not a big, that's not a big head, but it is at least, you know, more developed. Of course, maybe I'm just comparing those to these elephant garlic heads and thinking they look real small. See, that one had started to split also, but these are just so big. I should have grabbed the wagon. I made a bad decision, but I was already committed by the time I realized it. Yeah, I made a poor judgment on this. I was like, I can carry all that and the camera. Thank you.
Dang, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's not even, there's still more back there. I was thinking we would just lay them down on this second row.
Okay.
And my thought was that we might could put something, I don't know if the sun's gonna bother them, but even if we lay this heat mat up top or something and sort of just block where it's not coming down so directly on them.
Oh yeah.
I think that should be fine.
I can spread these hoss trays out around the top as well.
Yeah, that'd be good. Those trays would be good. I'm actually going to take the opportunity while I have Bintern here and it's starting to sprinkle outside. I'm going to have him sit down with me and we're going to do a little interview, because you guys have been asking a lot about Bintern's plans, and I've been meaning to interview him, but we've both been really busy, obviously, with everything going on. But I wanted to give him the opportunity to kind of just share his journey here on Roots and Refuge Farm and kind of what's next for him. So this will actually be a separate video. I'll put this up separate so that I don't have to worry about the time. We'll make it referenceable. Jess's interview show. So you'll have to check back tomorrow to watch this. All right, we just did our interview show. I'm pouring buckets of sweat. Y'all will be able to see that on the vlog tomorrow. A lot of you have been asking us about Ben and what his plans are, so we just talked about that. He has been so precious to us, such a massive part of the growth of our farm, and I'm excited for him to get to talk to you guys and y'all get to know him a little bit better, because he really is an extraordinary guy. As we were talking, I looked out here and look at this. I've got nasturtiums blooming in my Greenstalk. That is so happy, isn't it, Bear? Yes. So already, since I started harvesting garlic, it has started drizzling and stopped like 3 different times. So I guess it's just gonna be one of those soupy kind of days. Come on, Bear, you hear that rain? Guys, I just came out here this evening to do a little gardening, and here comes the rain. I am gonna grab these ripe strawberries because I don't want them to get too ripe. So Ben and I got the garlic out here earlier. Black hollyhocks, and I edited the first half of this video, and the clip where I was explaining what we were doing here got messed up. Hey, do you want to come in here where it's not raining? You want to come in here? So I'm gonna explain it really quick, and hopefully it doesn't start pouring too bad before I can get back in the house with my camera. So this is not the ideal curing space for garlic. Ideally, you want to put this in a place that's cool and dry, and this isn't. Humidity is not awful for it in the first, you know, handful of days or couple weeks after harvesting it. So I went ahead and put it out here. It's gonna be raining for the next 2 days, so it's gonna be overcast, and it's not gonna be like baking in here. And like I was telling Ben Turn earlier that we could put like something on the upper row to kind of shield it a little bit from the sun. I didn't put any on this rack here where the sun comes in real strong. And my plan with these is once they dry off a little bit, I'm gonna brush more of the soil off of them, and I'm gonna store them in the house. Now, I usually store things in my basement with a dehumidifier running where it is cool and dry. Right now, that space is the staging space for all of our packing to move. So that's why these are here right now. And hopefully here in the next week or so, I'll get them inside. Laying them out here on these wire racks will be good for now. But for long-term storage, this isn't super ideal. And the sprinkling just stopped. Look at that cloud. You can see the blue sky off in the distance. That's the little rain cloud that just blew over us, but the sky's real dark over here, so I bet there's more coming. Oh, look. My little golden badger flame beets are kind of starting to get some size on them. Those are so pretty. I bet I'll be harvesting those in the next week or so. Okay, so many of you told me to wait until my blackberries were dull instead of shiny and they would be sweeter. So I'm taking your advice because the last couple I've had were pretty dang tart. There are quite a few, oh, that one just kind of fell off. There are quite a few here that are turning black. This one is a little more dull, that one that fell off. And it is substantially sweeter than that really sour one I picked the other day and ate on camera. Hey, Dr. Ennis. Dr. Ennis, would you like a little basil blessing? Here you go, bud. Come here. Yummy. Oh, we got some seedlings coming up here. That's squash and okra. Nice. Oh, and look. The cucamelons have finally grown on the trellis and started to take off. That's exciting. I really don't need to sit out here and show you guys everything that's growing in the garden, like right before I film a garden tour tomorrow. No, morning after. I guess more could change between now and then. We've reached the point of the year where pruning the basil is almost like a daily task to keep it from going to seed, because it will just shoot up and sprout so fast when it's warm outside. But I don't want it to do that, so I just pick it, even if I hand it to the goats. I mean, you can always dry it or blend it up in some oil and put it in the freezer. I don't know, this is enough. I can probably make some pesto tonight. Guys, basil. I love tomatoes. I really do. They're like one of my favorite foods, but the smell of basil it's my favorite smell. Probably in all the earth. Like, I love the smell of basil. Every time I pick it, I just want to bury my face in it. Like, I do bury my face every time I pick it. And in fact, whenever I get to pick this much of it, I love to make pesto. That's probably what I'll do. I think I have pine nuts and I at least have walnuts. I like pesto with pine nuts, but they're kind of expensive and I don't keep them all the time. But you can make a good pesto with walnuts also. And I know I have Parmesan in there. That'll do it. You know what I really love? The time of year where the garden just decides dinner without me having to think about it. Whenever I just come upon something that's like just so asking to be cooked. And that's what this is. I think I have some chicken thawed out in there that I'll probably just throw in and roast, and then some brown rice pasta. Make this pesto, and I'll just do some roasted chicken with pesto pasta and probably salad. We'll probably throw a salad with that. I got a lot of lettuce that I need to get through before it bolts too. Actually, it is time for me to go cook. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I bless you. Until next time.